Dude, can you hear how loud that is? That's so good. Can you hear that? Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, as you can see, I got new headphones. Les, that's your music, so awesome paint job is a shout out for your music. Ghost Chat, let's do this. You know what time it is with the sepia effect? Time for channel recommendations. Coming at ya. Okay guys, today's channel recommendation goes out to a guy called Neuicon. Now, I've mentioned him before in a lot of my earlier videos. He does a program called Farseer, and he goes through a lot of different stuff, a lot of alternative games. So if you want a bit of a break or just like to see something different every now and then, he does a lot of he's starting to get into War Machine, he does a lot of Malifaux, a lot of Avalon 101, and just lots of little, I guess, obscure games that if you're into and all that kind of thing, then it's really cool. If you haven't heard of it, I suggest go checking him out because his stuff is, it's nice to get a breath of fresh air from constantly seeing 40k stuff all the time. So I very much recommend you go check out Neuicon. He's a really nice dude. He always provides, he always responds to your feedback. He's a really, really nice guy. Very appreciative. Constantly got heaps of stuff coming on and going on all the time without being overbearing. So Neuicon, go check him out. At this point, it's time for a ghost update. Let's get it on. Okay, guys. So basically what we've got here is the finished Eldar Guardians that I got from Cat. I think they're looking pretty damn cool, to be honest. Very happy with the way they came out. Obviously gem effects, it was very laborious going through and gemming up all of them individually, but I feel the result was well worth it. Also worked out how to use the macro, so obviously macro feature, so obviously you guys will be able to get a bit of a better look at the minis. Also note on the bases, when I was flocking them up, I don't even know how it happened, but a lot of the material that I put down, which is generally just sand and PVA glue, popped up. Oh, yeah, just popped up and warped up, as you can see there on that particular base, and on a couple of other bases. And at first I was a little bit worried, like there you can see it there, and I was a bit like, oh no, what's this? And what I decided I ended up doing was just giving it a couple coats of a Griffin sepia, and then giving it a varnish to really, I guess, make it look like a bunch of mud that they were trudging through, and I felt it actually came out really well. So I guess the overall look of these Guardians is quite cool. I'm really pleased with the end result. Let me know what you guys think of them. Okay, so today in question time, or rather discussion time, we're going to have a bit of a chat about batch painting your bog standard regimental troops within your army. So today's kind of question or discussion topic point is the bog standard troop that you have, that we all have within our army list, and you've got a lot of them. You've got, I'm talking, you know, your standard orcs within an orc and goblin list. I'm talking about your standard tactical marines. I'm talking about your standard hormagaunts, and we've all got them within our list. Now, because we've generally got so many of them within our list, quite often people won't find it practical to go through and spend hours of time detailing individual little models if they're pretty much just, as I've heard them quite often called, a wound counter, and really they're not going to be around for too long anyway, so what's the point in spending so much time? Or is there a way that I can get through quickly? So I guess there are several different ways that you can deal with this. The first of which I will mention as being more the batch painting. Now, you can go through, this requires a lot of concentration, which I know a lot of people don't have, but that's fair enough. If you have the willpower for it and you have the time, then go for it. It's really effective. Basically, just sit there and have, say, between 5 to 10, if not more, if you're really ambitious, models, and just paint up, you know, the same thing on them through. So, for example, you might have a group of 5 tactical marines. You're going to put down your base coat on all of them first. then you're going to chuck down your first set of highlights, and you just kind of go through like that until you've completed all the models. Now this can be very time consuming because obviously you're still putting in all that extra time into the models, and it's not really a time effective choice. It does make it a little bit easier than waiting for drying times, because you're constantly working on something different, so by the time you come back to the beginning of the assembly line, you're ready to, that model is ready for the next step, which is all good. So batch painting is kind of an option, but let's see what else there is. Army painters, quick shade, and just dipping in general, though I haven't tried it myself, is a very quick way to get these bog standard troops done. I'm talking, all you have to do, for those of you who aren't aware, is put down a base coat of the colors that you want and then dip it in the quick shade and brush it off, and it basically details your model. It provides a very quick and easy and effective way of getting heaps of troops done in a significantly shorter amount of time. A lot of people don't like the idea of dipping because quite often you get glaze marks, or they don't like the overall effect, which is fair enough, but I guess whatever you want to do, really. Quite a similar effect that I have seen within our community is to simply prime the model dark, like a dark color, like a black, or maybe even a pigmented primer that is dark, and then from above prime it white, so that you have that kind of, I guess, it shows where the natural highlights are. Alternatively, just prime the model white, and what a lot of people do is just get washes and just wash the model, not in one color obviously, but to the appropriate areas just use different washes. This is very effective in just getting a lot of stuff done very quickly, and it does look very effective. It doesn't give you a crappy paint job. Some people don't like it because they like to spend lots of time on their models, which is cool. I mean, if you're just looking for a quick way to get your models done, it's really effective, and I highly recommend this way of doing things. So what are some different ways that you have of quickly getting models done, or that you use to quickly get those rank and file models completed and ready at a tabletop quality? I mean, personally, I hate seeing primer armies. I quite often get really funny about playing them. I don't enjoy it. I think it's necessary to put the time and effort to make those models look outstanding before you put them on the table. So tell me what it is that you guys do. Let me know. Leave a comment below. So also, as a little bit of a side different thing, a few of you have commented on my Lightbox that I've used in the past episode, and we wanted to see how it is that I've set that all up. It's pretty basic, so let's have a bit of a look-see at it. Okay guys, so here's my lighting setup. It's pretty basic. Essentially what it is just an overhead lamp, which I use for when I'm painting anyway, with a daylight fluoro lamp in there, just to really make things bright. It's just a standard, it's just paper really molded over the top of, wait for it, I guess you could call it a converted Pepsi Max soda can container. I've just made a gradient on using a computer program, just like your standard, I guess, paint if you're using a PC setup, and just set up for a white to blue to really, I don't know, because I'm finding that the light quite often gives you that kind of effect that I'm sure you can see right now of, like, I guess, waves rippling across. The blue really helps to break that up and provides a really nice, I guess, difference when you're looking at the models. And so I guess while we're here, let's have a look at the jets here that I'm sure a lot of you have asked about and wanted to see some better pictures, so perhaps we'll get a bit of a more in-depth look. Obviously here's the base, nothing too special there, magnetized at the base and at the model. Just a little bit of crappy freehand work on the front. Getting a bit closer there. Just my standard gem effects that you get from GW. Green stuff work on the cloak, which is pretty basic, well not basic but standard. The banner at the back with the All-the-Way symbol and just a little bit of freehand on there. And again, banner at the back, more green stuff work, and that's the other side, I guess. So that's the jets here. So thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. It's cool to have you guys tuning in and checking out what I've been up to every now and then. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm sitting at about 270 now, which is so much more than I ever thought that I'd get to. So a big thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I hope I'm not disappointing. I have a new Warhammer Fantasy Armies video currently in the works at the moment, so hopefully that'll be able to come out within the next few days. Guys, just bear with me. I'm doing what I can. Thank you very much. Take it easy, guys. Ghost.